Good morning. I'm Alexander Crawford, co-head of investments at Calculus Capital. Many of you may already know Calculus, but for those who don't, we've been investing since 1999 in growth companies and feel we really know this field. We built an exceptional team, which has allowed us to deliver a record of strong exits and of awards from our peers. COVID-19 and the lockdown has affected pretty much every company in the country. The budgets we agreed with our companies at the beginning of the year are probably out of the window. So we further strengthened our portfolio management activities. We have daily or weekly calls with each of the CEOs of our companies. We've deployed operating partners into those companies where appropriate. And because we have a ideas management platform, Wazoku, we have deployed that platform across the entire portfolio to allow our CEOs and CFOs to share best of breed ideas. Overall, of course, we're encouraging a strong focus on cash, given the uncertainty ahead. In the meantime, the new deal flow continues. We were fully prepared for remote working, and the process of examining, reviewing, and proceeding with new investments continues unabated. We continue to look at new deals every day, and we have a strong pipeline through 2020 and beyond. For example, I led a new investment into a new company that I'll talk about later, just 1 month ago. We're very proud that many of our portfolio companies are directly involved in the fight against COVID-19, and there's a few of them showing up here. I'll talk about some of these in the upcoming slides. In the EIS sector and in our portfolio, the life sciences companies have opportunities both coming out of directly addressing the COVID-19 problem, and because their ultimate buyers, the pharma companies, are trading at all-time highs, and so can support additional opportunities going forward. It should be noted that drugs trials are affected. Many have ceased or been interrupted, and that will affect the sector, although as it happens, none of our companies are directly impacted. Our technology companies, mainly B2B SaaS, are less directly impacted. They're used to working remotely, and their sales teams are able and used to selling via video links and telephone in any case. They may be affected by the general economic slowdown, but the enterprise customers that they're selling to will be looking for efficiencies, and that may provide them opportunities also. There are, of course, also directly affected companies. These need to manage their costs and to look at their businesses and look at that carefully. And that's where good management teams comes into care, and that's what we're busy trying to select. We have an active life sciences portfolio, and as I've mentioned before, many of these companies will benefit from increased focus on the sector. Mologic has developed an excellent CE-marked antibody test and is establishing manufacturing for 40 million units a year at £1 per unit. I leave you to do the maths. GeneDrive has developed a CE-marked test for active infections, and its cassette-based platform will be helpful for reducing operator error going forward. Also, Your Gene Health is currently manufacturing and distributing a test for active infections. In contrast, I've mentioned some companies more directly affected, and they've had to adjust their business model. Weeding Tech sells systems to municipalities for the control of weeds without using chemicals such as glyphosate. Both their manufacturing and their sales are directly impacted by the lockdown. They've managed their cost base. They have furloughed some of their staff. They have revamped their selling process. They've introduced a virtual demo system so that they can proceed far down the line of sales without actually being directly demonstrating the units. And indeed, they have managed to make sales in the last few weeks and months. Finally, they recognized last year that their system was effective at dealing with viruses and bacteria, and they trialed it and tested it at a lab for hepatitis, which was a significant problem in Southern California. They are currently putting forward lab tests, which hopefully will be completed soon, and we're pretty certain will demonstrate that their system is equally effective, if not more effective, on COVID-19. And so that will provide a good calling card, a good way of driving the sales process when most of their customers are thinking very much of COVID-19. Inspire Sport is a sports travel specialist selling into the school sector. Their business in 2020 has been pretty much stopped, and they expect significant impact on their business in 2021. So they've managed their cost base, both with furloughing and redundancies, looking at what their market is going to be beyond. They've also concentrated on customer service. They have contacted every single one of their customers, and they're very, very careful to answer their phone within several rings and continue that policy. In contrast, they did a trial of all of their direct competitors and some of their indirect competitors, and every single one of them went to voicemail. That customer care will lead them to be a much stronger company when the business returns. In the meantime, we continue to make good new investments. Just a month ago, I led our investment into RotaGeek, which has a unique solution for scheduling staff across multiple sites down to 15-minute intervals. They take account of the constraints around the staff, holidays, wishes to do overtime, and so on. And the constraints around employees are going to get greater and greater post-COVID, and their software is ideally suited to that complex task. In addition, they flexed their business during the worst of the lockdown by offering the product free of charge to NHS teams. This was not only the right thing to do, but also allowed them to trial their software and test that market properly and understand it properly. There's a big opportunity there. RotaGeek and other companies in our pipeline share some key factors. They have strong management, they have a strong business case, and there are opportunities for good returns to investors. In summary, COVID has affected almost every company in the country, but small companies have an ability to adjust and respond quickly. Strong management is a clear and differentiating factor, and is often more important than sector. We continue to support our current portfolio companies and make new investments from our pipeline. We have a strong pipeline of opportunities. The pricing discussion has changed in our favour, and we're looking forward to many years of good investing and exits to come. Thank you. I look forward to your questions.